Shall we buckle up? First of the year, coming rapidly. Should we buckle up for winter? Last year, winter blew by. Just went pew, just like that. One day it was here, next thing you know, it's gone. It was mild, kind of mild in my region. It was very mild. Had some cold days for maybe 3 or 4 days a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. Between January and February, maybe. Might have had a spell like that. Other than that, it came and went. And here we are again. The holiday season. So, and people saying, well, it's going to be Trump's in office. And people be panicking, man. I just wish people just go on their daily lives. I guess they can't because they're so caught up in the sensationalism in the mainstream media. Just repetitive, hit them over the head, repetitive. Almost like a brainwashing, just the daily dosage of whatever line they're trying to push. And I get it. It's the media. It's almost Hollywood. It's almost staged. You know what I mean? We got everybody, even in Congress and in politics, is grandstanding. Everyone wants to be on their soapbox, and as they should. They should rep, for America, even though they're from different states. It should be, we think it would be all on one accord, but it's never that way. It's never that easy. And so division has seeped in and taken hold. And everybody's for self mission and self-preservation. It's like a jungle. You know what I mean? You're either the predator or you're going to get, predator in the sense of the strong survive. You don't want to be prey. You don't want to be food. So, and that can be metaphorically or literally. You know what I'm saying? It's rough out here. So, but I don't get into all that panicking, and I just want them to tell the truth, and they're reluctant to really tell the whole truth. They just like to go around the fringes of it to keep that ratings and that machine coming in, and I get it. It's a news network. You pay your broadcasters a lot of money, and so you got to get advertisers and you got to pay out, but you kind of like not really independent news at that point. You're bought and sold, and it's only the strong who's hired there and it's under your umbrella reporting is going to report it truthfully, and then still he's going to get some blowback, he or she, when they do that, because we already seen Miss Cross take a fall for being basically telling her truth, not really trying to make the news, but she's giving you a different narrative to look at, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And people balked at that, the higher ups, and they got her up out of here. And so, she had to take the fall and for that light to be brought to that. And then you hope another brave individual who can step up, he or she, and speak the truth as well. You know what I mean? You can never beat the truth unless you're trying to hide something, and or something is corrupted in your agenda going forward. You know what I mean? So you want to tip the balances in your favor. You know what I'm saying? And that's just human nature. Let's just tell the truth about it. We all talk about transparency, but is it really any transparency being showed or being revealed? I don't think so. Very little. But this is where we at. And so the ballot box spoke for itself. The people have spoken. They voted the president that we have in there. That's elected Trump. That's it. You know what I mean? So hopefully, instead of people being all scared and frightened and what's going to happen, doomsday and all that, man, just go about your business and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you have to do. You never know, it might work out for you. And for others, it might be a very, you might have kicked the chair out from under you. I'm just being real. Excuse my candor. You know what I'm saying? You might have hit yourself right over the head. You know what I mean? It's based on what your politics is, what works for you. Whatever works for you, then, you got to live by them circumstances. Individuals like me, I don't really, I'm more centered. I don't go for, like I said, I don't go for the okadoke here or there. I just go for what I see. You know what I mean? Everybody, your credibility is earned with me based on your actions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can talk the good talk and you have to communicate. I get that. And what you say, you need to represent that 100%. And if I don't want to hear, oh, it's an up here battle. I get it. But you need to go out here and Trump, you got to stump for it. I said, Trump, you got to stump for that. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and sell it to America. Sell it all across the board. You see who voted. You got to go to these places where you're not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at it, well, that's just going to be dead money because they're not going to vote this way anyway. You never know. They like the message. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out there. But it's neither here nor there. They're going to do what they want. This is why it's almost like you got to do what you have to do. Self-preservation for you too, you and yours. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. You know what I mean? You can't, hey, Trump got in office with felony charges. Could I? So let me act the fool here and there. I'm going to use it for my advantage. I just put it in my arsenal. I'm going to hey, look out Trump. Look at Trump. Trump's in office, got voted in. Okay, based on, his credibility. He good in the streets. Maybe the street. It's crazy. But that's, just the way it is. The streets got him in there. That stamped him in the streets for a lot of people, man. Don't think, a lot of these people, they on that type of time where they think like that. Oh, Trump, good money. That means he's going to look out for us. He's going to, and, to his credit, he's pardoned some people that, he's pardoned Kodak Black. Who knows what he did with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a wild card. Just saying. He promised to pardon all the people that was involved or the FBI hunted down and got for the January 6th situation. So he's a wild card. He's the president-elect. You know what I mean? They tried to take him out twice. He's truly the Teflon Don in every sense of the word. You can forget about Gotti, like I said. Donald Trump is Teflon Don. He's in the White House. You know what I mean? All I know, when he was in there, I give him this. When he was in the White House the first time, even though he had to deal with the pandemic and all that, but well, he didn't. He a little bit initially, that tail end, but when he was in there was no wars. They wasn't jumping off like that. They had some events. They had this, that, and the third, but not like we got now. On the brink of nuclear. We're running the scourging on nuclear activity. You dig? And that's never good. So, never understood that way. Wipe out the world with this nuclear stuff, and who gains? Does anybody gain? The banks? Is money going to exist? I mean, everything will be destroyed. I'm pretty sure they got a fallback government on everybody's side in place. But I'm just saying, it's crazy. But this is where men will go for power. This is what power will drive people to. You know what I mean? They got toys, they got bombs. Okay, we got all this. Let's justify it. Let them come here. Let them do this. Let them do that and watch. So that's all the threats, the build-ups, the promises of retaliation or, whatever. But this thing with Israel is very dangerous. You got multiple enemies she's dealing with, Israel. You know what I mean? But I don't know how stable these leaders are on all sides. You heard? These are men that, these are people who drunk with power, man. At some point, are you fit to be a leader? Who's going to tell them no? Putin will just whack you out if you speak against him. That's the type of time he's on. You already know the kid in North Carolina. I mean, glitch in the matrix. But what was I saying? Yeah, that kid in North Korea. Not North Carolina, but Korea. Kim Jong-koo, whatever his name is. He's a wild card. You know what I'm saying? These are people you're dealing with power. And Xi in China, you know, he moves like a don too. He moves like a boss. You know what I'm saying? He don't, you know, he just keep it. You don't know with him. You checking his temperature. He's all on one accord. He's not too hot. He don't run too hot. You know, his rhetoric. You got to judge him on his rhetoric. But he kind of moves like a boss. You know what I'm saying? Well, he is a boss. So people you're dealing with, man. You know what I mean? That we see. Those ones that we see. Everybody has handlers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has wherever that financial and all that good and plenty is at. You dig what I'm saying? That's who's dancing the dance. You know what I mean? So you get my drift, you know what I mean? They just deliver the political and the world leader aspect to it. You know what I mean? A clean profile. And they try to put that clean profile in the grand world, international world's mind. You know what I mean? Like they're all dignitaries and all that. But my word, they gangsters too. Some of the biggest gangsters ever. And they playing the game. They're playing the game. Let's call it what it is, man. You know, we get too soft in our ideas of thinking everybody's working for our best interests. That's not necessarily true. And that's okay. That's why I say you got to take care of yourself. You can't depend on anybody. You got to make do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out here and grind. You know what I mean? Everything, you got to keep moving accordingly and navigate this world. You'll be a fool not to. You'd be a fool not to. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Hold on. Sorry about that. That was my wife and her peoples. You never know, bro. Hey, I had to say, hey, you gotta check the fourth, the home front. You know what I'm saying? The Ponderosa. You dig? I'm like, hold up. But yeah, sorry about that. Just that brief disturbance. But you gotta make sure everything okay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So heard some rumblings up there. You know what I mean? Unidentified rumblings. So had to check things out. But yeah, man, these fools, they gonna do what they want. We as the public, we gotta take care of ourselves. You can't depend on the government. Why should you? But I get it. It's there for support if you need it. But a lot of people take advantage of it. And they want some of that money too. But do you blame them? They're giving the money away. They're giving the money away to the migrants. They're getting all the cake. Our hard-earned money that they tell us work hard for. And then they give us, their status would get them right in the front of the line. You do know that. They had plush conditions and living conditions. I mean, some of them. A lot of them was complaining about it, but that was just maybe one out of whatever. You know what I mean? If it was if it was that terrible, I don't see them going back. Look at the resistance. They not beating down the door to get back out. And some are never going back. Once they break the land, once they cross over, once they in it, they in it. Like I said, survival of the fittest. They gonna take over neighborhoods, blocks, whatever they gotta do, survive. Whatever trade is in the street that they gotta do, whatever hustle they gotta do, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They gotta survive. So, America has spoken. We'll see what the president gonna do. The president-elect Donald Trump. We'll see. You know what I mean? But, like I said, a lot of you people, especially in the Latino community, you might have hit yourself over the head, bro. Because you're going to be forced to even stay here or whatever. I don't know if he's going to give you any, what Biden and them been giving you, that sanctuary. I don't think that's going to be available under Trump. He might give you a sanctuary of 21 days. Either you in the system or you not. Or you filing for something or not. Other than that, expect them 4 a.m. knock on the doors by ICE. And they don't play nice. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. I don't get caught up in it. The country can run itself. And that's how they run it. That's how they're going to run it. You know what I mean? Don't cry to me. Don't cry to me. I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? You did what you had to do. It was good for you. So now you got to, whatever the outcome be, on both sides, it is what it is. You can't cry over it. You know what I mean? Got to be strong. And at the same time, the country is basically running itself anyway. If you think about it. Anything getting passed, any major, outside this election, has anything majorly groundbreaking got passed outside of judges and all these laws or whatever? But I'm talking about something that helped the American people. Outside of Biden's Build Back America thing, has anything been on that magnitude? And that's on Biden's watch. So we gotta give Trump a chance, I guess. Well, we are. We're gonna have to. And we gotta hope he leads accordingly. But he's lame duck. Think about it. He's lame duck as soon as he get in the White House. He's lame duck. He can't come back. This is it. This is his last hurrah. This is his farewell. You know what I'm saying? These 4 years, so he knows that. The public knows that. He's lame duck. You know what I mean? As soon as he step in the White House, the clock is ticking on his administration. So what is he going to do? It could be wild, though. Because he knows hey, I did all I can do. He might don't care. He might be freestyling. You know, he be out taking the wheel just doing anything. But he's in control of the whip. We'll see what he do. But I'm not going to be like losing sleep over something like that. You know what I mean? How are we going to... And granted, I'm not making fun of people. People going to have to survive, man. I mean, but you're going to have to do how you do. You got to do how you do. You have to make it work. I mean, you have to make it work. You know what I mean? You might can't eat steak once a month. You might only eat steak once every 90 days. Whatever. You got to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Sometimes the luxuries are different. You know, that inflation hit hard for people, bro. It's still hitting hard. If you can survive that right now, and we got to, you might can skate through Trump's first 100 days or so and see how it transitions, but we don't know. You got the stock market jumping off, Bitcoin going crazy, but we don't know how long that lasts. You know, what goes up has to come down eventually. So that's where I'm at, man. Anyway, man, it's been a good little session. I'm out. Monday Night Football coming on. Gotta get ready for that party. Anyway, peace, man. Blessings. One.